Hi ladies, I'm Rebecca, the founder of the Female Entrepreneurs Network, and welcome to the show. Here you're going to find badass human beings, creatives, adventurous people and massive action takers. If you need any more support or love, head over to the femaleentrepreneursnetwork.com to find everything that you could ever possibly need. Always remember to speak your truth, be who you are, because you are always enough. And there is someone out there who needs to hear your message today. Enjoy this episode, and if you love us, share us with your mates. I love you all, Rebecca. Welcome, Shari Sant, to the podcast. I'm so excited to welcome you. Shari is a digital tech consultant and one of my absolutely amazing team members who I absolutely adore. My business could actually not run without you in it.
Thank you.
Thank you. So listen, Shari, I'm going to let you take over and tell our audience and community who you are and what you do.
Okay, as you've so nicely introduced, I am a digital tech consultant who I basically love technology, love websites, love email marketing, that side of things. And so I help a lot of my clients. Originally were virtual assistant clients, but I've now taken over. I've now left their admin to themselves, and I now handle things more like building their websites, getting them marketed out there using digital marketing, just so that they can actually build their website to the point that they'll once again need the admin support. But it's also taking over all that stuff they don't have time for, and the digital stuff that they don't understand, because it's changing every day, and to keep on top of it is far too much work for about 90% of the business owners out there.
Yeah.
So
it's so fast moving, isn't it? I think you're like a unicorn. Do you know what? As a business owner and someone who gets shit done, basically, like I move so fast, as you know, and I'm also the kind of person who likes to do things herself. So I like to learn things before I do it. But you know, sometimes I think that sways us off track. Like it sways us from our zone of genius, when what we really need to do is outsource it to someone who is amazing at it, like you, whose zone of genius it is, and then focus on our own personal zone of genius. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. A lot of my clients want to know how to use the tech, but they can't. They either don't have the time, they can't get their head around it, so they hand it off to me to do. I mean, but that's also something I've incorporated into my business this year, is also providing the teaching. So, you know, I've started with the workshops, the one-to-one sessions, and coaching the clients how to use the software the way they want to use it. So it's not a generic course that covers everything. It covers what my clients need, so that they learn what they need to know, so they can then use it if they want to, or they could just still leave it with me and I get on with it.
Yeah, it's so important, isn't it? So important. Okay, so we met in like 2015.
Around then, yeah. It seems ages ago.
Yeah, we met at the Biz Mums networking, doesn't it? How weird is that? My award sat there. My husband broke it. Listening, I can't see. It's my Biz Mums award that I won in that year, 2015. So what you were, when we met then, you were doing a similar sort of role, weren't you? And you just launched a networking meeting as well. So tell us about that.
Yeah, back then I was more focused on the admin side of things. So although I did touch on a bit of website and a bit of email marketing and everything, it was primarily email management, inbox management, dealing with research, data entry, proofreading, everything else. And I had, like I said, just launched my own networking for the North of Leeds area, because there was like nothing in the local area at all. I think we worked out there must have been around like 800 local businesses within like a 5-mile radius, and like not a single one of them got together to network, but they were travelling to like the other side of Leeds, to Huddersfield, even to Manchester to network, instead of being local. And I thought there's no point travelling all that distance away if you can't really support your local community. So I started up the local networking, and we have a small group, But a lot of it's amazing how much business has passed between them, and all of a sudden you meet all these local business owners, and it's So I'm kind of glad I decided to do it, and it's still running. I didn't realise it's been so long. So yeah, it's been obviously still running now for like 4 years.
Yeah. Because I remember we met, didn't we? And we had a conversation about you were just starting it at that time. I think you'd just done your first networking meeting.
Probably, yeah. Because obviously I had gone to do the Biz Mums one as well, which obviously wasn't as successful. But no, this one, 4 years, and it's still running, and I've got like a couple of people that regularly attend. We all get together and we have a good chit chat and a laugh, and yeah, business. We do talk business, but it's just about getting together, having a conversation, and if they've got concerns or worries or questions, we help out. Yeah. Which I think that's networking. Networking's about helping each other out.
Yeah, and it's about just getting out and doing stuff, isn't it? Like, I woke up this morning, it's ironic that we're talking about this now, because I woke up this morning thinking, I got dressed and I looked in the mirror and I was like, what am I doing? I mean, I'm filming stuff and I'm doing stuff online, but I was like, I need to speak to someone. Like in person, I need to see someone and just, I don't know, go out of the house.
It makes a difference.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? So I think I definitely need to get a couple more networking meetings in my calendar so I can get out of the house.
Yeah, no, I find it, I get claustrophobic. I've got my little corner in the living room, and I just, I mean, it's like this, before this morning, I've been and had coffee, and the plan was to sit there and study, but instead I've just sat with my mum having a chit chat, and I just like, you know what, that's what I needed. I needed to speak to an adult and have conversation outside of my living room.
Yeah. So you've got kids, haven't you? So talk to us about your family life. Yes. Because I think it's really important for people to know how successful you are and how you run your life as well.
Yeah, I have got 3 little ones. Well, not so little anymore, actually, now I think about it. My eldest is 12. She's now in high school. My son, who is autistic and dyspraxic, is 10. Although, bless him, he is about 6 in his head. And then I've got the youngest, she's about to turn 8 actually next week. And she is milking it. She's completely milking it. She is the drama queen of the family. But now they're my reason. They're my reason why. Because, what was it, 2013, there was a big change in our lives, where I went from being in a relationship with a dad to not being in a relationship with him. And I just couldn't sit around doing nothing all day. So I started up the business, I started my university studies, and since then, it's almost everything's grown leaps and bounds. But I sit and talk to the kids, and like, especially my son with his autism and stuff, he struggles with school. And even he's now realised he doesn't have to go the traditional route of going to university and everything. He could maybe work from home while learning something or doing something. My eldest says she wants to be an author. So where I've said, well, at least go and get a business degree, you can still do your author stuff on the side from home and stuff, and self-publishing things. I said, yeah, I'll help you do that.
Have you told her that you're becoming an author?
Yes. So, but I've helped a couple of my clients be authors and stuff. Mm-hmm. They've published books.
Not in there because, again, like, you've been a massive support in our business, in publishing our books. Like, so those of you who are listening who don't know, I was part of a co-author book the first time I became an author. The second time we self-published, didn't we, Shari? You supported.
Yes.
This time with the co-authored book, you're a big part of the team in publishing that book and pulling that together. So it's so possible to self-publish these days by having the right people and the right knowledge and skills. So yeah, thanks again for that as well.
No, that's fine. It is actually amazingly simple to get published, actually. Like I said, I took on the first author client 2017, and I honestly, I sort of panicked at the work, thinking, God, I don't understand any of it. And actually, it's a lot easier than people think. As long as you've got the right people and you look at the knowledge and resources out there, it can be done. And it's quite a good passive income for people. I mean, my author, she only does non-fiction fiction books, I know obviously yours are non-fiction, and they do vary in how they sell, but it's still something you can just leave up there on the internet and leave and get every month get your royalties paid for it. So yeah, it's quite
It's great. Okay, back to the kids then. So,
yep.
like, it's so inspiring that you're a single mom, you've got 3 kids, you not only have a really successful business supporting people with digital tech, you also are studying as well, and you've gotten amazing results in your studies as well. So I'm sure I saw something about that. Go on, tell us a bit more about
Yeah, that was a shock result, I will be honest. Yeah, I took on, like I
it.
said,
So hard, and you completely deserve it. So there's no such thing as checks or flukes here. You put in the work and you get the results that you deserve.
oh no, it was no, I mean, I worked hard for that one, but even there was I have a couple of study partners, and this one woman who has got near enough like distinction all the way through. I actually managed to get a higher grade than her this time round, which is why I was as surprised as I was. But yeah, it was that's 2013 when everything changed. I just thought, you know what, all I've done for years was sit around the house and look after the kids because I didn't need to work. And I thought I need to refresh my skill set. So I took on this business management and accountancy degree with Open Uni. And I mean, the first year was easy because it was like refreshing my maths, refreshing my knowledge of business and marketing in general. But like the past two uni years, it's been quite full on learning quite a lot that's helped. It's totally delving deep into how businesses run, how people look at marketing. So like my module I'm doing at the moment is on social marketing. So it's looking at things rather than selling a product or a service, it's looking at providing assistance with things. It's looking at like the Change for Life adverts and stuff and seeing how they work and how people absorb that information and react to that information. So it's really interesting to learn. And it's helped me mold my business with all that extra knowledge.
Yeah, that sounds incredible. Okay, so we're at the part in your journey where you became a single mum, you signed up to uni, you decided to do something with yourself. And how did that transition then into the business? Like, how did that become, like, how did that spark the business that is what it is now?
Do you know what? I don't. It was just one of those things that when you look back, you don't actually know how it happened. It was literally just helping a few people out, thinking, right, I'll start studying again, and then before you know it, you've got people getting in touch and saying, oh, you've done this for so and so, can you help me do that? And it's obviously then over the years, I've taken on like smaller courses through a couple of different platforms where they're either really cheap to do or they're free. But actually, the knowledge they provide helps. So it was social media, it was marketing and storytelling. And it was one of the things I said, I've just incorporated it in. People get in touch and they ask for help, or I see a post on Facebook of somebody sort of saying they're struggling with this and they're struggling with that. And I realised, actually, you know what, I can do that. I can offer that help and support. And whether it's just a 10-minute conversation with them where it sparks an idea in their head and makes them realise they've looked at it from the wrong angle or a different angle that's not worked, it's just built. Like I said, it was all virtual admin stuff to begin with, but my love for tech and understanding it and everything swerved my business into that direction.
Yeah.
And I just sort of enjoy where it's going and where it's.
We've had so many conversations. We've like started to add something new on. I'm like, are you ready to learn about this?
Oh yeah.
Like the tech things and like, yeah, it's just been such an exciting journey, hasn't it? Like, I think like everything's figure outable, isn't it? And you're such a good person to like figure out stuff and take on challenges and new opportunities that, it's just really exciting, isn't it? Everything's different.
Well, that's it. I don't. I get bored easily. It sounds silly, but I like variety. So obviously tech changes so fast. And yeah, there have been times I think with like a few websites I've built and stuff where the client wants something specific and I have to actually sit there and think it through. Like this weekend just gone, I've had a client who he's quite well, I think he's quite big in the podcast world, and I think he's got 4 or 5 different podcasts that he does, and he sells and buys businesses left, right, and centre. But he wanted a passive income beyond the podcast stuff, so he wanted to do a course on how to make your own podcast. And he wanted to use the Thinkific platform, but he wanted it done as a podcast, where like Thinkific is like slideshows and stuff. So it was quite fun trying to delve into that and determine how we could do it, how it would work. I mean, we've done it. He's quite impressed with what we've done. But yeah, that was like 48 hours spent just going through it all and seeing how far we could stretch the platform and change it to work the way he wanted it. And yeah, it was fun, which is really weird to say, but it was fun.
No, it sounds really fun. It does, yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Definitely. Okay, so you've got your business, you've got your kids, we've established that. So there's kind of, what's been the biggest challenge then I mean, it sounds like there's been quite a few come up, but what would you say has been like the
biggest challenge? I think one of the biggest thing that's impacted on the direction and the speed of which my business has grown is probably my own medical stuff and that of my son, because we've also had to dedicate quite a lot of time to it. As you know, at the beginning of this year, I had to take quite a bit of time off for surgery, and it's my diabetes that I've had all my life, but it was getting back on top of that after quite a mishap of years. There was my son's diagnosis with his autism and dyspraxia that required a lot of time spent at appointments, seeing specialists, convincing them that it was more than just him being a boy growing up slower than everybody else. And yeah, my other condition I got diagnosed with actually just before I went into business was my arthritis, which can affect at times my wrists and my hands. So sometimes just sitting down at the computer can be a chore, but I enjoy doing it, so I keep pushing myself to do it and keep going. But yeah, like I said, that's probably one of the biggest challenges I think that I've had so far in this journey. It's just overcoming my own disabilities to build something that can keep bringing in support for the family. And the plan is to hopefully change and add in the passive incomes as well. So if I need time off, it's not going to be detrimental to my business as it grows.
Yeah, I think you're so inspiring, and it inspires me all the time that I see you going through these things, and yet you just keep going and you don't use it as an excuse or as a reason. Not that it would be an excuse, but
no.
There's probably a better way to describe it, to not move forward with your business and what you're doing. You're so determined, and it's just amazing to see.
Yeah, I think for some people it seems like Everest. It seems so difficult for them to overcome it and get past their disabilities, that they don't, it sounds wrong saying it, but they don't try. They don't sort of push themselves a bit further, where I suppose I've known previously that I can do things and I can achieve things, that I do push myself to get past it. Say, you know what, I will get there. I will get past it.
So we just got interrupted by a small person and had to pause our interview, but we're now resuming. And what were we talking about, Shari? Sorry about that, guys.
Yes, we were talking about yeah, it's totally thrown me now, hasn't it? We were talking about my disabilities, and that for some people it can seem like Everest, and it's very difficult to overcome. But because I'd managed to achieve things I didn't expect to achieve before my disabilities came into play, I've sort of kept pushing forward and thought, you know what, I'm not going to let it define what I'm doing now. Like I said, I did have it the back end of last year, that I was extremely poorly with it, and I did also struggle with time management and everything. Like I said, I had surgery at the beginning of the year, which meant taking a lot of time off. And it's just, I don't know, I guess for me, you see, I turn around there and I see that my kids are there and they're sort of asking how work's doing. They're asking how my uni's doing. I've had friends and family sort of keep asking. it's as if, you know, part of me is sort of being motivated by them to keep going. You know, they've, rather than just sort of like, oh yeah, take the break, take the time off, just, you know, close it down for a couple of months or something. They've all just sort of kept me going and sort of saying, you can, you know, cut back on your time, yes, but keep going, keep at your own pace, do it. And it's helped. And I think that's, if, you know, if people are interested in doing their own business and they're struggling because of the disabilities and they can't see a way of making running a business work around it, it might be worth just talking to other people in the same situation, because they'd be amazed. I mean, I'm actually in a Facebook group for people who do have disabilities and run a business, and you see some of them who they're only awake for like a few hours a day and they still manage to run a business, and it amazes me. They inspire me and amaze me what they're able to do. So I think it's, yeah, for some people it is difficult to see whether or not they can run a business and have a disability, but I think it is quite, you can do it. There is a way around it and working around it to do it.
Yeah, that's so inspiring. Thanks so much.
So
if there was one thing that you could leave with our listeners, then what would it be?
Keep going. Even when it seems, like I said, even when it seems like Everest, just keep going. You will be amazed at what you can achieve. Like I said, I've amazed myself with my uni scores. I look back, even like 2 years ago in my business, and it's nowhere near what it is now. And I think I impressed myself with it. So I think people will be amazed what they can achieve. Even if it means taking a couple of weeks out or a couple of months out, stepping back and reevaluating, it can be done. And yeah, just keep going with it.
Thank you so much for being with us today. It's been lovely.
No, it was lovely chatting to you.
Thank you for being here. Don't forget to always speak your truth and be who you are, because there is someone out there today who needs to hear your message. And if you need anything from us at all, head over to thefemaleentrepreneursnetwork.com and check us out. You'll find everything you could possibly need over there. Have an amazing day, and I'll catch you on the next episode.